everybody? Welcome to the Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks, coming to you live from Houston, Texas. But we're broadcasting all over the world via Facebook Live and YouTube Live. And it's a great Monday. A few minutes behind. I just had it was so funny, y'all. I did some practice tests over the weekend, and I left it in practice mode. And when I went live at 12, nothing happened. So it was in practice mode. But it's okay. It's okay. We're back. Today, Monday, let me introduce my starting five today. Special group of people that always, they sign on to the Facebook feed or the YouTube feed. They sign on first. And shout out to them today. Let's go. Tiffany Saunders, Rod Wells, Alex Costero, Chris Charles, and Todd Holmes. And the sixth woman of the day is Tyandra Holmes. What's up, everybody? Let me see. Let me make sure I got everybody in here. Oh, let me see. What's up? What's up? What's up, Dr. Newsom, Gary Carter, Chad Ware? What's up, man? Hey, y'all, what's going? Hey, it's a lot of stuff. Let me tell you something. There's a lot of unique things happening over the weekend. You know, Jimmy, come on in a minute. But you know, I like to share my views of. You know, I had a pretty good weekend, man. You know, my alma mater didn't do so well. Just didn't do so well, but you know, they would look up and down, a little selfish basketball being played. And so we'll go there. But you know, first of all, before I go anywhere, because I got so many friends have been calling me that at home, like our teachers. But let me tell you, our kids, let me tell y'all something. Our kids and our teachers are trying so hard, and I'm so proud of them, man. And virtual kindergarten is wonderful, and also at times it can be painfully challenging. Shout out to all the kids and the parents who are managing these morning, afternoon, online school tiers. There's a lot of parents going through it right now, y'all. And I just, you know, it was just, you know, I just wanted to make sure that y'all know that I looking out for you. Y'all know who y'all are. And what about U of H basketball, man? What about Baylor basketball, man? What about Duncanville basketball, man? What about Nate Robinson? Okay, we're gonna cover Nate Robinson. Let me see. What else I had for y'all, man? It's just I'm just looking through my notes to see. Happy birthday to Shirley Chisholm, political pioneer. She was the first black woman elected to Congress and the first black woman to campaign for a Democratic Party presidential nomination. So it was her birthday. And people in Georgia, your friends in Georgia, make sure there's only 1 week left for voter registration for that Senate seat, not the Senate seat, the Senate seat, U.S. Senate seat. And make sure they are registered to vote. What else I got, man? It's just so much stuff. Oh my God, Nate Robinson. Oh my! I saw Rod Wells in Dallas at the events. Y'all talk to me. Tell me what I don't know. I'm trying to give Jimmy a chance to come in. What's up in this Seville? Let's go. Let's see what y'all got. Snoop Dogg. You know, I don't like boxing. I like boxing personalities, and I used to like Muhammad Ali. Okay, I like Sugar Ray Leonard, and I liked and Floyd Mayweather. So if those three are not boxing, I tend to not care about boxing as much. So it's but it was funny though because Twitter was on fire about the Nate Robinson situation. Oh, thank you, Brandy. The Missouri City runoff election started today. Thank you, Brandy. And all you people out in Missouri City, get out there to support those guys. So please tell me. Okay, let's talk about the box. Let's talk about Nate Robinson. Hey, let me tell y'all something. I looked up that dude who Nate Robinson was fighting, that dude kind of good, man. Hold on. I think did I put it? Hold up, man. Hold up. I got to find the file, man. I did not download that file. I cannot believe I didn't. Oh, Robert, I can't but not believe about it. No, Wesley Yates, I didn't like Hagler. You had to be something, man. Something had to be special. Hagler, not that special. I mean, he was good, but he wasn't that special. But not to me. To your boxing fans, I don't want to. Nate, what they say? Nate was out there at a hood mess. But let me tell you something. What's up, Alfio Beasy? Nate, he got knocked out. Y'all. I mean, that wasn't funny because he got up holding the back of his head, man. Y'all know when you got you boxing fans know Rick. Yeah, I mean, Rick, he's special to you. Rick, it's a lot of stuff you like that I don't like. I'm glad you like Marvin Hagler. You know why? Because that makes me understand that he's not special to me. See, that's what y'all don't understand. What's special to y'all in your experience, Rick, is different from mine. I'm talking about the fights that make me get on a plane, or my mom took me to Muhammad Ali's fights. What's his name? Sugar Ray Leonard. I got on a plane to go watch him play. Fight. What his name? Floyd Mayweather. I got on a plane to go watch him fight. And sit ringside. So it's Marvin Hagler wasn't gonna allow. I wasn't gonna go 2 feet to see Marvin Hagler, and it's okay, and it's all right to you. See, that's what y'all don't understand. It's all right that somebody else don't think like y'all. Some people just, I mean, I talked about let me tell you something. There's some unique stuff happening in the NBA, y'all. For next season, I just found this out this morning, not yesterday, that each NBA team will have an infectious disease specialist, infection control specialist, a rapid testing coordinator, a testing officer, a testing manager and contact tracing officer, 2 contact tracing and team protocol enforcement officers. Hey, did y'all hear all of that? They got to add this to their staffs. Let me repeat that again, because I know it went over your head. When the NBA starts, each team would have to have an infectious disease specialist, an infection control specialist, a rapid testing coordinator, a testing officer, a testing manager and contract tracing officer, 2 contact tracers, and a team protocol enforcement officer. Unbelievable what they have to, and hold up. Each team traveling party. Hey, Brandon said it sounded like they're hiring. Brandon, think about it. They are hiring. I don't know how long. This is occupation would be. Will last. But hey, it's a job. Then Malika Andrews reported that each team's traveling party for the 2020-21 season would be limited to 45 people, including up to 17 players, per health and safety protocol. This is a slightly bigger traveling party than teams were allowed for the bubble. So, I mean, it's just, hey, man, it's different. This different. In case you don't know, this just in also trying to give Jimmy a chance to, I hope he knows it's a chop shop today. Trying to give the chance to get in. Under Armour is officially launching, y'all, its standalone brand with NBA star Stephen Curry. uh, in a bid to rival Nike's Jordan brand. Will it work? Boom, boom, boom. Will it work? Yes, I'm loving U of H basketball, but I know we're going to talk about it again. And I'm trying not to talk about it, but if Jimmy don't hear up, we'll talk about it. But the Golden State Warriors, two-time champion Stephon Curry and Under Armour have launched its own division, the Curry brand. New shoes will be released December 11th. Matthew, Under Armour is trash, but is Stephon Curry trash? That's what I'm going to ask. Is Stephon Curry trash? I mean, yes, I did see the golf tournament between Charles Barkley and Phil Mickelson and Peyton Manning. Lopsided. No way Peyton Manning and Stephon Curry should attempt to ever play professional golfer like Phil Mickelson. That don't turn out too well to all of these people who just think they could just go out there and play this game of golf. No, Phil Mickelson is one of the most skilled and talented golfers in history. Just because he didn't beat Tiger, don't mean Phil Mickelson is one of the most skilled golfers ever. So back to this, to Golden State. What do y'all think about the Curry brand? The Curry brand. Under Armour might not be a winner, but Stephon Curry is a winner. And that new brand, is that a new brand to separate himself from the Under Armour brand? Because let me tell y'all something. I'll tell you one thing. By watching the golf tournament the other day, I would wear Stephon Curry's golf gear. If that what he had on the other day, if that's the outfit that he had and that's the gear that he had, I would think about wearing that gear. But it's I want to know from y'all. I just want to know from y'all what would no, I got the question. What would it take? What would it take for y'all to start wearing Stephon Curry's gear, the Stephon Curry brand? I'm just Matthew. He is a beast, but you ain't talented enough to push past Nike. But so you're just saying it's Nike and that's it? Nobody, there's not going to ever be somebody to not dethrone Nike, but to actually just say, okay, let's carve out a niche, or let's carve out a little piece for me in this industry. I'm just understanding. Maybe what if your son grow up to be a great basketball player and he is not with Nike? How would you think about that? What would you think about his brand? And I understand Franklin Paul. Nobody would pass Nike, but maybe somebody might want something different. I asked the question: what would it take for you, Franklin Paul, Matthew Mara, Lawrence Scott? What would it take for you to wear not Under Armour gear, Stephon Curry gear? What would it take? What would it take? It's just curious to me. I love Nike, but I'm against monopolies, so I'm just trying to figure out what would take. And then Stephon Curry, it happened to be one of my favorite players, and I just want to know what would it take? What would it take for y'all to make that happen? And another thing, it ain't Women Rock Wednesday. I want to give a shout out to Joni Taylor. I didn't even know, y'all, University of Georgia had a black women's head coach, a women's basketball coach. I did not know that. And her name is Joni Taylor. She got her 100th win the other day, and a 100 career win. So shout out to Joni Taylor. Thank you. Whoever sent me this, thank you so much. I couldn't wait till Women Rock wins. I want to shout out Joni Taylor today. She got her 100 wins. I didn't even know Georgia. That's just, I got to pay attention to women's college basketball and girls basketball just a little bit more. And because that's something that I like to be on top of it. Jimmy is back in the screen. Let me see, Jimmy. I think I got you in there. Hold on. Yeah, I got you in there. Let me see. Can I put you on the screen? Oh, there you go. What's up, baby? What's that? I know you can just greet everybody. We're going to go to a break, then we'll come back. So greet everybody. The cheat sheet is in the building. He's back in town. What's going on, man?
Boy, boy, we got so much to talk about today, boy. I can't wait.
Well, why you come on so late?
Hey, I thought Monday was Sunday. I've been partying so hard all holiday. I thought Monday was Sunday. So what the hell?
Okay. All right.
But y'all share the show. We come right back and get this thing fired clean up. I'm talking about fired up today. I got some afterthoughts to share with you guys, boy. And guess what?
What?
Sensitive, be well.
Uh-oh. All right. Okay. Chop. We'll be back in a minute.
My name is Laura Jane Jones, and I am so excited to be joining the staff at Future Stars of Houston Academy in the vocal department. I wanted to do this intro video to let you know a little bit about me, my experience, as well as my training and my philosophy on vocal coaching. So, first and foremost, I have been in the music business for 30 years. I have performed and traveled in 90 different countries. I have performed on the biggest arenas, stadiums, theaters in the world, not just once, multiple times. I have recorded or toured or performed with the likes of Enrique Iglesias, Joe Cocker, Aerosmith, Kelly Clarkson, Leah Michelle, Tina Marie, the Black Eyed Peas, Billy Ray Cyrus, BB Winans, Peebo Bryson, Vintage Trouble, and Miles Mosley, just to name a few. I've also sung on numerous TV and movie soundtracks. I most recently
Welcome back to the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks, coming to you live from Houston, Texas. But we're broadcasting all over the world via Facebook Live and YouTube Live. And this is a great time to share the show. Share it, like it, subscribe it, be intentional about it. Don't be selfish. I got some for y'all a little bit later. But yeah, but Jimmy, people were talking about you in hair and makeup. You took so long because you was in hair and makeup. That's what took you so long. And but what's going on, man? What you got? What? Tell me. Let's just start it off right now. I just shared the show and everything. Let's start this thing off right. What you got?
Well, we're going to get into some high school basketball shortly. First,
Okay.
we talk some college hoops.
Okay.
And a lot of college hoops took place. A lot of teams started the season last week and resumed their seasons, through the weekend, through the holiday weekend.
Mm-hmm.
U of H and Texas Tech. That game took place on Sunday. And of course, U of H was up by 20. And Texas Tech walked that lead down. They walked it down to about 7 before U of H stood firm and held serve down the stretch. I actually attended that game on Sunday.
It was in Dallas?
It was in Fort Worth.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
At the Dickies Arena. They had just built this arena last year. Of course, naturally, I had never been to the arena. And I'm like, whoa, this place is nice. It's real nice and cozy. Like when you walk into it, if there's no balls playing, you don't really realize it's built. You don't realize you're in an arena that seats however many thousand that plays whole. But it's nice. Of course they do concerts and it's a multi-purpose venue. But back to the game. 64-53 final score. U of H wins by double digits on Texas Tech. Texas Tech was ranked ahead of U of H. I think one was ranked 13 and 16 or something like that, or 14, 17. 3 spots. It's the same range. So I'm talking about. So that means what to me and people felt, a lot of people, even Las Vegas, had, Texas Tech was favored, which at this game, the crowd was about 90% Texas Tech.
I heard them.
About 5% U of H, and about 5% nominal. They went to see a game. But you see, it was a sea of red on both sides.
I heard them in the background. I heard Texas Tech.
And it was like, whoa, you don't realize, when I first sat down, I didn't realize that it was, Texas Tech fans on both sides. I thought, okay, good fans of balance. And boy, when Texas Tech started to make a run, it was, they only cited, I think 3,800 was the official attendance in that game. It felt like it was way more than that in that place. Kevin Sampson, I tipped my brim to Sampson and the whole staff. Mm-hmm. I was sitting right there, right opposite, right around mid-court, and I'm watching and evaluating things, and you just see how the program is ran. There's not one coach jumping over the next coaches into his duties. Everybody knows their role. I'm watching these players on the bench. Little kid Jamal Shedd, who came in Manor High School, and a lot of us thought a young fella might get a red shirt out of this deal because might not be enough minutes for him. Well, Caleb Mills tried to give it a go in the first half. Caleb Mills couldn't go after that. He couldn't,
What's wrong with him?
Like that.
What's wrong with him?
I think they said an ankle. Okay. If I'm not mistaken, they told me an ankle. Mm-hmm. So he played the first half and about 11 minutes, did well, and 4 points in those 11 minutes. Didn't touch the court in the second half because he couldn't go. And so I was wondering, I saw him on the bench sitting right next to the coach. That's why I always tell people, hey, you want to get in the game, sit next to the coach. Now, that might not work in college basketball, but in high school or grassroots, that works all the time. But in college, they know who's going in. But he was sitting next to the coach. That means you can't be lollygagging sitting next to one of the assistant coaches. So what happened is Kevin Sampson had to go into a point where right in the second half, Jerome gets in foul trouble. Jerome is chasing foul trouble. So that's why if you look at his box score, don't get it twisted. He didn't shoot well at all from the field, but he was playing. He was a hell of a leader. You can feel his presence. And those young guys, like Tremont Mark, Jerome loves Tremont. You could tell when you're watching certain things who's going up to a guy. One time, Tremont made a turnover, got an offensive charge. Jerome ran over to him, and here goes Tremont Mark. He was looking down, walking back. He put his arm around the young fella walking up the court, got his other hand, put it on his chin, and raised Tremont Mark's head up like that. Leadership. And the response from Tremont was, he come back 2 plays later, get a bucket. Like, we ain't got no time to be sucking, young fella. This big boy basketball. But Jerome get in foul trouble. So what does Coach Sampson do? He goes and looks at Jamal Shead. Say, boy, young fella, go get in this game. First possession, guess what he do, Al?
Turn it over.
First possession.
Turn it over. Got it over and back.
Got it.
10 seconds.
They call it a 10 second or 8 second or whatever.
Okay.
Not getting the ball.
Yeah.
And turn that thing clean over. The very first possession.
And the next play he got a foul.
And got a foul on an ensuing inbounds.
Yeah.
He fouled the guy.
Yeah.
Coach stuck with him. That was a moment
Yeah.
he could have went back and went on to somebody else.
And what I noticed by looking at the TV, the kid didn't even look phased. He didn't even look at the bench like, I'm in trouble. He just said, "Hey, I'm finna come. I'm all right." But keep going. That's good.
My bad. Kids, wasn't it my bad? My bad. You're right. He didn't look down there. Some guys be looking at that bench and corner on that bench. I've seen players be at the free throw line and thinking, assuming they're being substituted for, miss the free throw on purpose. I've seen it happen several times in basketball. But anyway, back to this young man right here. Jamal Shead did not, have a fingerprint as far as a magnificent game. But I'm just talking about the intangibles. He was rooting and tooting his team on in that first half. He got rewarded. Coach had to see him. When U of H was making that run and getting up on Texas Tech butt, he down there clapping and rooting. He was the perfect bench guy.
I'm going to tell you something. I saw glaring weakness down the stretch. They didn't score another basket. They just scored all the free throws. I saw a glaring weakness of a I hate to say this word because some of a playmaker. Team aspects, okay. But somebody, because what's his name? Sasser brought the guy ball up, and the dude Terrence, somebody just mentioned he's a pro. He ripped him and tomahawked that thing. I thought it was trouble for him. And guess what? Sasser didn't get that ball the next time. Sasser let somebody else bring that ball up. I think it might have been Tremont. Let me tell you something. We haven't had a chance because the season just started, but our young people from around this area, that Tremont Marks, hey, man, I am loving this kid's game, Jimmy. It's the little, he acts like he belongs. He acts like, and I know I didn't see that incident but I just watched him, and that's a player. Let me tell y'all something. That's a player to watch. I mean, it's just unbelievable. I promise you. Somebody, I'm not going to tell you who it is, told me about this kid in the 9th grade. And I kept waiting to see what I saw when he was headed to the state championship, 44 in the 40 game. And I wanted to see how he would respond to coaching from Kelvin Sampson. I've been to Kelvin Sampson practice. Let me tell y'all, parents, not a walk in the park. Even the commentators said Coach had him running the day of practice before the game. He said, I love Tremont Marks, but just one time I want to see him get out in a defensive stance. This Kevin Sampson, man, if any, and I know you finna come, Jimmy, if any young coach that's on the staff around that dude, if you want to be a coach, man, I will sit, Jimmy. That's why I always say sit at the elders' feet. Go glean from what the elders know. Man, if I was a young coach, oh my God, I'd sit there every day. Coach had to run me out of his practice. But I just wanted to share that with Kevin Sampson. And I know a lot of people give him accolades, but Jimmy, I didn't know you didn't hear it on the broadcast. The broadcast, the first year a Beard got there, Kevin Sampson came and spoke to that team that had to run in the NCAA championship. Kevin Sampson spoke to them in the beginning of the season. And why they were when they won something, I don't forget, in the Sweet 16, whatever they went, all the players and the coaches got on a conference call, a Zoom call, and called Kevin Sampson and told him thank you. Evidently, him and this Beard guy's cool or whatever. I don't know the dynamics of the relationship. You probably know better than me. But when I see stuff like that, that man is putting his fingerprints all over college basketball. I just hate that Penny is his rival and he can't just put his fingerprints on my guy. Y'all got everybody got their guys. That's just happened to be my guy. But what else you got, Jimmy?
Yeah. I mean, and speaking of Tremont Marks, he played 18 minutes in the game yesterday. And he was 3 for 5 from the field. Mm-hmm. The only 2 shots that he missed were 2 3-point attempts, 5 for 7 from the free throw line. Mm-hmm. I think he finished with 11 points. Right. And of course, he too got into foul trouble late in, but the defensive part, that's still improving. Yeah. And often Kevin Sampson, I'm saying I was, being close enough where I can hear some things whenever I was trying to hear that Kevin Sampson getting on Tremont about letting his player who he was guarding, they good by him. And he kept asking him, how in the hell this guy is getting by you? Mm-hmm. And because a lot of times in college and in basketball in general, if a player gets by you, that means you've missed your assignment for that possession. And then that means somebody may have to come and help at the rim. And it may be one of your players that's helping and he gets a foul. Well, he gets a foul because your lack of being where you're supposed to be on defense sometimes. So he was getting on it, and it was constructive criticism. And Tremont, once again, is how he was receiving it.
Oh my God! Unbelievable.
He was receiving it. They were coach get on him. He receiving it. And Tremont was talking on. He was talking, communicating. Tremont was almost like introverted.
Hold on, though.
For those of you who don't know him, it's like you don't never say nothing.
Hold on,
unless loudly. And you can hear him. Hey, switch. I got that one. That one, Chris. I got that one. No, stay. I got. You can hear him because
Jim. If you don't talk like that on this team, you won't play. That's the point I'm trying to make you. But you remember, you told me something about Tremont when he got hurt. You said he was on the bench coaching his high school team. One time he couldn't play.
Last year.
Came back and said, man, I didn't realize but Tremont Marks was that kind of guy. He went and was leading his team when he wasn't playing. I never forget you told me that. Yeah.
That was against Clear Lake High School.
Okay.
When Dickinson High School played Clear Lake.
Okay.
And Marcus Williams went off for 43 that game.
Okay.
And a big road win. But Tremont was the assistant coach.
Yes.
He was that whole game. I watched some guys be hurt. And they're there. They're going to clap. They're going to root. But he was purposely giving instructives and directives to his teammates, being the great teammate. That's what you saw. You mentioned also that U of H. This wasn't him. Marcus Sasser. Yeah, he got ripped at one time. But that was only one of 3 steals.
Oh, no.
And one of the things that U of H, one of the things that I was beaming in on, and I'm going to tell you something, guys. Mind you, Caleb Mills, he get an incomplete. He only played one half.
Yeah.
Caleb Mills is good.
Oh, real good. And he hurt. He's injured, Jim. Yeah.
So understand, this is Jerome's first game.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't play the first game, Jerome. It's his first game. I'm going right now. The state of Texas has the 2 best quadrant of guards of any Division I team in the country right now. Right now, the best quadrant of guards. Baylor, U of H. There's no team with 4 that's going to be more productive. And if I say quadrant, I mean
Baylor got 5.
No. I'm just talking about.
LJ is the 5th one.
He the 5th one?
Yes. You the 5th one. Jim, I ain't
understand.
A team like Baylor.
And anybody out there, you pick a guard talent, and don't go all this. So who got more McDonald's All-Americans?
Yeah.
Guys, that stuff, that makeup is fading off the pig, and you can see it. Don't work. Hell, you had a McDonald's All-American for Texas Tech. They didn't even touch the court, but a couple of, but when he want to, 10 minutes into.
Who was that? Who?
Was it Burton?
Oh, I don't. Yeah.
Was it Burton?
I'm
not mistaken.
I'm getting a little echo. Let me try. Yeah.
Guys, this team, and boy, and I was talking to one of the coaches, and everybody has a what if.
Yeah.
You know, everybody got a what if. But most what ifs come when a team loses. I'm going to give you the what if on U of H why they 2-0.
Mm-hmm.
What if Fabian White was not hurt out for the year?
Oh,
what if?
My goodness.
What if? Now, Fabian White, he was there. He was rooting. And guess what?
Wait a minute, Jimmy. When is he going to be? When did he get hurt? When did he get hurt?
Got hurt right after the season. Remember, right after the season, he got hurt. He got hurt playing pickup ball. Working out.
Oh, Jimmy, I'm sorry. Namari Barnett. That's the dude you talking about, Namari?
Yeah,
that's
Barnett.
The kid that was on the basketball mamas, the basketball kids.
Yeah.
The lady who came to the show.
He played what 9 minutes? 9 minutes. Dude. They go into a homestand now. And in this homestand, they I'm looking at the schedule. They have South Carolina. Ooh, yeah, that's a good quality game. At home.
Who? U of H?
South Carolina.
U of H?
Yeah.
That's next
South
Saturday?
Went to the Final Four 3-4 years ago.
Is that next Saturday?
Huh?
When is that? Next?
That's this Saturday coming up.
Okay, Saturday. Okay.
Right?
Uh-huh.
Right? Then they will play on Wednesday, the following Wednesday, not this Wednesday. They off this whole week, that's another thing, man. Scheduling, this schedule was so perfectly done. It was manicured the way that they made this schedule for U of H. They're in charge of their own schedule. Now, man, you had to drop some games.
Yeah.
Had a couple of, everybody because of COVID. But this schedule, remember, they played at home, Boise State. This game, they go on the road to Fort Worth. This is a neutral site, it was a neutral site, but the crowd wasn't neutral. So this was a good road game against a top 25 opponent. Then you come back home, and you're at home for about 3 weeks. You play while you're at home, you get to play South Carolina, who went to the Final Four a couple of years ago. You're going to play a guaranteed game and against Sam Houston State on the following Wednesday. Sam Houston State, those teams, they relish the opportunity to play against the U of H now. So you're helping the home front. Then they come back on that December the 12th. That's the following Saturday, and they play Rice. What used to be a hell of a rivalry, but right now Rice doesn't even have no pressure whatsoever to beat U of H. That's the good thing for Rice about this deal. They walk in there, you just try to cover. And then they play Central Florida at home. They don't, and before going on the road to Alabama. Perfect schedule. School is out for most colleges right now, guys. Remember, most colleges made the Thanksgiving break pretty much. That was they tested out then. So you don't have to go on break and come back after the break, and with for those that had in-person classes. I'm liking U of H. Now, also, we come back, let's do a roll call.
Okay.
On how many of the freshmen around the state, how they fared in early on in the season. Did they meet expectations? Understand it's only 1 game, 2 games in.
Yeah.
But let's see how some, and let's acknowledge some of the ones. We're not worried about the ones that didn't fare well.
Yeah.
You guys go in the boom boom room, post some of the stat lines of some of the freshmen and their debuts. And remember, make sure you include the minutes per game, because that's important to a lot of. That's the most. Trust me, that point total is gonna change, but that range of that minutes is the most important thing to a kid and the parents. And we come right back after this break. We share thoughts on and acknowledge. Pick our starting 5 of freshmen, true freshmen, that is, how they did around the area, and a lot more. We come right back on the Chop Shop, boy. We got, hey man.
I want to hear about this crazy news you got. I want to hear about you talking about making people feel.
I come with that as well. I lead off with that while they waiting on those stats.
Okay.
And get in.
All right.
And
Okay.
and we come right back, leading to the top of the hour. We also expect to be joined by Duncanville head coach David Peavy, who also picked up a superb win this past weekend in Dallas. We'll talk about that and saving that stuff for that combo for the top of the hour. But meanwhile, you guys hang right there. Share the show to your hoop groups, your friends, and your timelines. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks, coming to you live from Houston, Texas. Jimmy, aren't we just some of the most creative people in the world? It's just unbelievable. They got the majorettes, what you call them, girls, the dancing dolls that turn into a voting campaign. Let me tell you something, man. It's just amazing. It's just amazing. But Jimmy, come on, give us this stuff. Cause guess what? Our guest is in the green room, so I'm just letting you know he back there getting his. He got to get his makeup on, and they putting him on. You make sure his shirt and make sure his Nike emblem is right and everything. So go and give us that information. Come on, give us information because I don't want Coach.
Yeah, and well, first I want to acknowledge some of the freshmen from this past weekend.
Okay.
Junior Lofton, Kenneth Lofton.
Yes, sir.
He averaging 16 minutes a game at Louisiana Tech. He had 4 points, 5 rebounds the first game, and 16 points, 6 rebounds against Northwestern State in his second game. So Junior is off to a good start, averaging 10 points a game in 16 minutes a game for the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs.
Jimmy, I saw the highlights. I saw his highlight. Hey, that kid can play, man. He just got a feel for the game that is just unmatched. He got a great feel for the game. What's your next one?
And also,
now I want to hear your news first.
Well, the news. As we're waiting on some more stat lines. I'm telling you guys, post a stat line like Mr. Lofton did. That way we can go right from the stat line. And but also this past weekend, coming out of the Hoopsgiving Classic. Legacy, the School of Sports Science, had remained undefeated. They beat up on the team from Fort Worth. O.D. Wyatt's their star player got injured in the first half and did not return to action. However, Legacy jumped out, was up by almost 30. Fort Worth, O.D. Wyatt closed the thing into within 15 points, to make it kind of halfway respectable on paper. My point is, so Legacy left immediately after the game. They showered, hit their bus, and they went to Orlando, Florida to participate in the Thanksgiving showdown. And it was a tournament, actually, guys, of a lot of different prep school teams and whatnot. So it actually was a tournament, 16-team tournament in that particular division. They had more than one division. So Legacy loses their first game, right? And against Victory Rock, Florida, 59-39. They lose the second game to Our Savior Lutheran out of New York by 61-60. Then they ended up winning the rubber game on yesterday against what's the name of the team they play? Oldsmar out of Tampa, Florida. So here's my thing. I remember I had been saying early on about the legacy thing, about the program and the expectations. You assembled the team and you marketed and advertised this was the best, and you advertised that you are a national power immediately. And I was trying to caution, I tried to warn, and I tell everybody, slow down. Why everybody said, why you slow down? You got the same kids they have, Hicks, you got them ranked high in your rankings. Well, that doesn't mean that just because they're ranked in the Houston rankings that they're automatically going to be compatible to across the country. When you're talking about going out there and playing. So sure enough, I'm not upset that Legacy lost 2 games. I'm upset that Legacy only scored 39 points and had played together enough games to where that ain't supposed to ever happen with all those mouths to feed on that team. I'm upset at the point that you let a team that's not ranked at all, that's not even ranked amongst the top 20 in their own region, not to mention the United States, beat you by 20. These are our best collection of players on paper as far as recruitability that Greater Houston has to offer right now. So if they get rolled by 30, by 20, Houston gets rolled by 20 when you're outside of the state. And I said over and over, we're seasoning these young kids. There is no, man, we representing Houston, or we representing Texas. They're not in that mindset. They're in the mindset, I got to get mine. Got to get mine. Or we playing against so-and-so, y'all. You know, look who we playing against. That don't do nothing to me. I've been around the block 20 laps in this covering this basketball, this city, in this area. Who you playing against don't do diddly for me. Who you beat is what moves the needle. So are you happy just to have your schedule? Just like some grassroots teams. They're so happy to tell the parents, we're going to go here, we're going to Vegas, we're going to St. Louis, we're going to Kansas City, we're going to Orlando, we're going to New York. You're happy just to take those trips. Not the fact that we're going to kick these people ass. Here. They're not promoting that. And I thought about it. They were never promoting that. They were promoting the schedule, who we going to play against, not who we going to beat.
Well, maybe that's what they value. They value the schedule. You value who you go, because you said it on the show, and I ain't gonna lie, I looked at you a little crazy. I said, come on, Jimmy, don't let up off them. You know what I'm saying? But you said, man, if you got all of this hype, your ass got to win, man. You can't go cause it make. See, and I know what you're saying, and people get a little mad at it. It make you look bad, because see, maybe they need to see you out of town somewhere and watch how you brag on Houston. And on
they don't
Texas.
have no idea. They have no idea.
Yeah, because you always, I bet my right pocket. You done bet your right pocket. And I'm not going to tell y'all what he done bet on, but he always repping and talking about Houston. So in that respect, see me, I don't go out there doing that. Because that's not my wheelhouse. That's Jimmy's. That's what he does. So I just sit back and watch. But that's why you're going to have a different take on this than I will. You said, hey man, because I had got some phone calls. Man, why Jimmy hating? I said, dude, y'all don't understand. To whom much is given, much is required. If you coming on this chop shop talking about your schedule, and Jimmy, that's may be what they value. You saying, let's go and take these great talented players, let's go across the country and whoop some ass. Like Duncanville did yesterday. You bring your hold up. On Saturday, you bring your best of any class behind to Texas, and they sent you back with a loss. See, that's the kind of stuff you talking about. I think.
And exactly. And let me tell you, guys, this is back in the days. I'll take you a blast to the past. Remember at the Campbell Center in Houston, it was a monumental event called the Academy National Invitational. Mm-hmm. And then it later changed the name into the Houston versus the Nation. Mm-hmm. The attitude toward the Houston teams one year, Hal Pastner was the director of both of those events. Mm-hmm. But then this one particular year, Academy National Invitational was a tournament, and they had a Texas division and a national division. 8 teams played in each one. Mm-hmm. Only one team in most years, 2 if we got lucky, from the whole state of Texas that would get a chance in the national division. Mm-hmm. Everybody else had to play in the Texas division.
Okay.
And you would have a Texas champ. Mm-hmm. Well, in 2003, the Christmas holiday tournament, this 2003, our champions of the national division ended up being Milby High School, and the Texas division was Jones High School. Milby had Jawan McClellan. Jones had Daniel Gibson. They both of those teams won that event and did not lose another game the rest of the season. Jones won the 4A state championship, beat Cedar Hill with Jason Harden. Milby goes and they runs through the 5A championship.
Hold up, Jimmy. Daniel Gibson and Jawan McCullough ain't walking through this door, man.
No, walking. I'm gonna tell you what the atmosphere though. What was playing in their heart when they were playing in that event. It was, we gonna whoop them out of town dudes' ass. We represent Houston.
Oh,
you see what I'm saying?
I got you.
That element isn't installed in the kids because first of all, I understand a lot of these teams nowadays have kids that ain't really from Houston. They done moved it from somewhere else, and that's fine. But that works everywhere.
Yeah.
So how the hell did Oak Hill get to play for Oak Hill? Ain't none of them kids from Mount to Oak or Mount to Wilson, Virginia.
Jim, I can't wait to ask Coach. You know we got Coach in the green room. I know you keep going. We got Coach in the green room. I can't wait to ask Coach, when Duncanville played this game? Well, I'll ask him when he get here. You ready to bring him on yet? Can we bring him on yet?
We go to break and come right back because we're going all the way through or what?
Let's take a quick break. Quick break, and we'll bring Coach David Peavy back because I want to ask Coach that question. Do Duncanville had a chip on their shoulder? Hey, money base, we sending your Texas gonna send you back with a loss. Dallas gonna send you back with a loss. Duncanville gonna send you back to a loss or with a loss. Chop Shop, we'll be back in just a minute, man.
My name is Laura Jane Jones, and I am the world. Vocal coaching online is nothing new to me, and it's very, very effective. It can be done. I have vocal coached age 6 on up to 50 years old. So depending on what you or your son or daughter need, I would create a curriculum for you based on your needs. How do I know that? We would have to do a session or two and see if everything's jiving. The 3 main things that I work on in my vocal coaching is anatomy, breathing, technique, finding good pitch, good intonation, and then style. Then I also incorporate some movement. We will do some movement exercises as well. And I always try to encourage a mental focus as well as emotional connection. That's the difference between a good artist and a great artist. Can you move people? So depending on where you're at or your son or daughter, we can completely craft it to your needs.
Welcome back to the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks, coming to you live from Houston, Texas. That little clip I just played you before we came, that happened this weekend. Lewis Hamilton won another race, and during that race, this what happened to one of the drivers. Very, very dangerous sport. He had to get out of. He's got a funny last name, and I don't want to mess it up. But I fell in love with Formula One. So Jim, without further ado, let's bring on the Duncanvilles. Hold on. Let me click this right button. Let me make sure I got him in the screen. Let me make sure okay, there he is. I'm just gonna bring him on. He'd have been on before. I'm just gonna bring Coach David Peavy in the building. Coach, hey Coach, let me tell you something. Hold up, Coach. I didn't see the game, Coach, because I have time. I was doing something. I kept getting the updates from Jimmy Twitter, and Jimmy, your Twitter was pissing me off, cause Your Twitter was. You told me you was. It was just jumping. You know how you. The score was one, but then the final score came. Then another. I mean, it was jumping. It wasn't your fault. It was just. But man, I am so proud of you, Coach, for sending that star-studded team. Supposedly, and Coach, Coach, the interview was classic. Coach said it. They ranked number 4. I mean, Coach, and I know you meant it, but it was so cool and how it wasn't condescending. You was just saying, okay, they ranked number 4, but Coach, I'm so proud of y'all. You know I love your staff. You know, but man, thank you for delivering that knockout and send them guys back home with their tails tucked up under their legs. Welcome to the
Chihuahua.
First of all, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
All right, man. I appreciate y'all having me on, Jim and Hatter. Man. First, let me start with the interview. I really didn't mean for it to come out the way it came out.
I love it, though.
Yeah, you did. Hell, I what you did.
I did, though, man. You know, I teach my guys to be respectful of our opponents, respect this game. But honestly, man, I was probably in my feelings a little bit. Okay. You know, I had heard before the game that they were talking, that they had never heard of Duncanville. I did not know that they were ranked number 4. That was the truth. I did not know they were ranked number 4. So when she said that, it was more of a surprise that, you know, I didn't realize that. But I was probably in my feelings a little bit, and I probably let that get to me. But I apologize for being disrespectful, because it did come across as disrespectful. But it is what it is now.
Coach, it didn't. Coach, I promise you. When I looked at you, you were pleasantly surprised. You you didn't linger on it. You just surprised she said that. Like, what? It was like, so it wasn't that glaring. I promise you, it wasn't that glaring. Right. You just it was just I'm just glad you did it. You know, I'm just glad you did it. So and I'm glad you had the win, Coach. But I know Jimmy got something to talk to you about. What you got, Jim? Jim, can you hear?
No, I'm just laughing. I'm thinking about and Coach and welcome to Chop Chop. We want to get right into it. And how to ask a question that you were talking about, Coach, and when teams are playing. And one of the things that you can tell if you're really paying attention to some of the games, especially if you're in earshot, some of you guys in the Boom Boom Room, if you're ever in earshot and you can hear, you could see some kids are playing for the name on the front of the chest. Mm-hmm. Some kids are playing for the name on the back of the chest. Mm-hmm. Some kids are playing for their city. Well, I'm sorry. Some kids are playing for their hood. Mm-hmm. Like back in the days, it used to be back in Houston when Booker T. Washington played Cashmere, that would be Studewood and Cashmere Garden. Wheatley played Yates, that would be 5th Ward versus 3rd Ward. No matter what, those kids was going to give it their all because they felt they could not let their people down. Well, now, what is Duncanville? What have y'all installed in those kids? Because I see a similar, have seen, not just this weekend when I was in Dallas. You watched it, and there's a difference. Not the same type of growl that you guys possess nowadays with you and your staff, Kevin Woods and the rest of the guys having these young boys. They are playing for something.
Yeah.
And what is it?
It's funny, man. We it's something different for everybody. You know, these kids did not grow up together. You know, it's very unique. The kids at Duncanville, they're from everywhere. You know, we've got in our starting lineup, CJ Ford is from Fort Worth. Juan Reyna's from San Antonio. Zurich Phelps is from Midland. Ronald Holland is from DeSoto, and Damon Nicholas is from Cedar Hill. So, I mean, they did not grow up together, but we talk to them all the time about what is your motivation? What is your motivation? And we don't, we talk about next level, we talk about being pros, we talk about how this game that we're playing right now can change your life. And we get them to understand that the things that we're doing now can change your life, whether it gives you more choices on what college you get to go to. So you get to choose the place that's right for you. And I believe if you get to pick the right school, you're going to have more success at the school and in life beyond. For guys like Ronald Holland, I talk to Ronald all the time about being a pro. He has a chance. He has a chance to be a pro. So we talk about it and how that can change his life and to stay motivated because of the things he can do if he does accomplish his goals. It's about buying his daddy a restaurant. His daddy's a chef. Buying his daddy a restaurant. Buying his mama a new house. Helping his sister out. Just stuff like that. And we just keep them motivated and finding that why. Find that why, and then collectively we don't hide the fact, and everybody knows what everybody's playing for, and these boys, they get down together and they love each other, and you see it on the court.
And coach, everybody's playing for something different.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I like that because everybody. I know you didn't mention everybody as a pro. And I'm so, no. but yeah, and I'm gonna tell you what's so unique about the young kid Ron. Somebody was telling me about him a couple summers ago. Said, Hatter, keep an eye out for this guy. Keep an eye. He got better. And coach, I love that. So that means you got how many players on your team, coach?
A lot.
Okay. Let's say you got 18. You got
not quite. I think when we get the two kids from football, we got two kids that didn't suit up because of injury. I think we're about at 16. I think.
Okay, but you got 16 guys that you're not telling them everybody ain't gonna have Ronald's path. Everybody ain't gonna have Rainey's path. Everybody, and you telling them just be a star to me in your role. Is that's what you tell them?
Exactly what we tell them. Okay. That's exactly what we tell them. Be a star in your role. Wow. Be a star in your role. And but now the pro talk is about a lot of them. I mean, we want to know what your goal is. So we talk to them. We communicate all the time, and almost all of our guys want to play pro. So and we're different. We're different as far as I'm going to train to the highest level. So if I feel like we got some pros, then all y'all gonna train like pros. So that's just how we're gonna do it. And I think we got a couple dudes, or more than a couple dudes, that have a chance. Cameron Bourne, our 6'11" sophomore, who he's a couple weeks away from getting on in a uniform. A kid is super talented. I think he's got a chance. I think Zurich Phelps. Zurich Phelps has a chance. I think Damon Nicholas has a chance. Like right now, we talked to him about playing 10 years in Italy. Go overseas, and if you're a 10-year pro overseas, you got a chance to be in the NBA. Because there's a lot of them dudes that were on that path. That there's one playing for the Rockets that doesn't miss corner threes. That was his path. Was
that's one of your kids. Mason Jones.
No. I'm talking about the one that's PJ Tucker.
Okay.
Tucker.
Wait a minute. No. Don't talk about him. He don't make no damn corner threes. He shoots corner threes. He don't make enough of them for me. So don't start me with his ass.
Did I push a button?
You pushed the button. Don't start with it. Hold up, coach. Coach. All he got to do is stand.
Got the battle spouse syndrome from the.
I'm a battle spouse, coach. Yeah, coach. Coach. All he got to do is stand in the corner and do this here and wait, and he can't hit now. But carry on, coach. That struck a nerve for me, coach. I mean, I'm sorry.
But these are conversations we have on a weekly basis with each individual. I want to know what every one of my guys' goals are, and that's how we figure out the why. And we use it. We use it. we talk about it all the time in practice. When somebody's having a bad day, we bring up the why all the time. Like, so you want so Juan Reyna, you want to be a pro, but yet you out here, you can't stay in front of something. It is something every day just to push their buttons to get them going. But everybody knows what everybody's shooting for, and we're all trying to help each other get there.
Wow. Jimbo.
Now, of course, on the game this past weekend, just tune in. This is head coach David Peavy of Duncanville High School, guys. And Duncanville on Saturday beat Ypsi Prep out of Michigan, and by double digits. In that win, Ypsi Prep was ranked number 4 in the country. What do you remember? What poll? Who had them number 4 in the country, Coach Peavy?
No idea. Like I said, I didn't even know they were ranked number 4 till the lady who interviewed me.
That's what I always ask. I remember somebody, I did see something, but I want to always acknowledge the poll, because sometimes that poll could be John Doe, and then you can, but they were ranked. I know that USA Today is they normally release their national rankings for basketball. It always normally is the right after Thanksgiving, the 1st of December, which I'm expecting it on Tuesday. They're probably going to put their basketball rankings, and we're going to see what Duncanville. I know Fab 50, Ronnie Flores, has Duncanville in the 20s going into the weekend, and I don't know where Ypsi Prep was in that national part. I don't remember, but here's the thing: you guys had a lot coming back. You guys had a lot of pieces that were that coming up in there. And the warning had been shot out. Duncanville is going to be good, possibly even better than the year before.
Yeah, I heard that.
Do you now? It's deeper for sure. You remember, mind you just mentioned there are 2 players that has yet to suit out for Duncanville. What are their names, Coach, and what height are there? The name, height, and the grade of the 2 players that has yet to put on a uniform yet with Duncanville High School.
Cameron Barnes, 6'11", sophomore. Really, really good. Really talented. And then Davion Sykes, he actually did play the first couple games, and he's been out. He's about a 6'5", 6'6" junior. Really coming with them. I mean, his game is really starting to show. I think he's going to be a really talented kid. He's a 4.0 student at that. So I'm my guess right now. I think he's going to Ivy League. I think he's going to play in the Ivy League. But we also got 2 kids coming from football that it doesn't usually happen at Duncanville. Our football team has played in the state championship the last 2 years, and then they're expected to go again this year. So we won't get them till really late. But to come from off the football field, you got to bring something we really don't have. And there's one kid, he's a sophomore. I think he's got a chance to be a high major kid, a 6'6" kid, DeCannon Wickware, super athletic and can play. And they talked him into coming out to football after football season started. And then we got a kid out there that he's going to play on Sundays. He's going to play on Sundays in the NFL. He's a junior, Amari Abor. Defensive end in football, super talented. I think he might be.
How tall is he, Coach? How tall is he?
About 6'5".
Hold up, Coach. Whoa. Stop, Coach. Don't say nothing else, man. You just named me 4 players that ain't played for you. 6'5", 6'6", 6'6", and 6'11".
Yeah.
That ain't even played, and I know some teams ain't got none of that. Nowhere on their whole roster.
Yeah. I mean, and all 4 of them guys could start almost everywhere. They're really good, really talented. Amari, who on any other, I would really talk him in to not playing because he's so good in football.
Right.
I mean, really good. He's going to play on Sundays.
Okay.
but he loves basketball. I mean, he plays all summer. He played for Showtime with Big E, and he's a dog. He is a dog, and he is a good basketball player. So he's going to help us. He's going to bring something, and now he brings something we don't have. When we have a team like we have, people got to try different things to try to beat us.
Right.
So a lot of times, teams will to try to bully and try to punk and do some dirty stuff. You put Amari on the court, that ain't happening.
That changes real quick.
No, that changes. Yeah, they look at him and they think differently of some things they want to try. He's just a different type of kid.
Coach, I'm just sitting up here, just can't wait till this COVID-19 get over. Coach, I just want to come to y'all practice one time, man. I just can't wait. I mean, I'm going to put me a hazmat suit on or something. Man, I got to see this. Coach, they told me about it, but nobody told me. And Jimmy, that was a trick question. Jimmy already knew this. Nobody told me you got 4 dudes that's taller than most players in Houston. Each one of them, they whole starting lineup, and you got those guys that haven't even played yet. And you just beat one of, supposedly, the top teams in the country. Unbelievable. Somebody just put on the Facebook feed, I think it was Coach Wood, he said, Duncanville University.
It's Duncanville College, man.
I like that.
We have one campus, so.
Okay, Duncanville College.
Now, Coach, let's go back to this game. Yipsy Prep. First, I want to ask 2-part questions. Do you feel that I've seen Yipsy twice, once on television and once in person against you on Saturday up at the American Airlines Arena. Because here's the way that the spiel can go. As you mentioned earlier, if you guys just tune in, you mentioned that there was some accusations of the opposing team or people surrounding them or within them claiming they have never heard of Duncanville. Who was these Texas boys that they coming to play against? These little Texas boys we're gonna go down there and show them what we made of. Well, do you think that is Yipsy still good, or is Duncan? Or did the nation not give Duncanville the credit for being as good as you are? See, that's two ways to look at it. You can look at it as though this is a real upset. But
I think the answer is yes.
Which one?
I think the answer is yes. I think Yipsy is really good, very talented, and I think that Duncanville probably didn't get the credit that it deserved. But I mean, Jimmy, we're talking about top 20. So I mean, everybody in the top 20 is going to be really good. So where you fall on that, yeah. I mean, me and you have talked about that before on rankings. You just want to be on the list.
Say that again, Coach. Say that again.
You're trying to be on the list. You're trying to be on the list, and then you figure it out from there. When you get in the top 20, everybody's really good. So where you fall in there, I mean, and you really won't know until you start playing each other. So we had our opportunity to play against the number 4 team, and that night we were 14 points better than them. And then but then that's over with. Now we got to get ready to play Legacy, another challenge for us because of their size and what they're going to possess. And then turn right back around and play Yates, who it's just it doesn't end. It doesn't end. But going back to Yipsy, I think they're really talented, and I think it's really unfair to have them at number 4 so early, put the team just together. I mean, in the school's history, they have played 2 games. This team just got put together, and we were their second game ever. But you have, I think they have 2 5-stars and 3 4-stars, and they looked at us. We got came
6
on
Division I players, 5 and a possible Division I players on their team. So that means that's qualified. And I don't even want to even go that far with it, Coach. They're good.
Yeah.
It just that Duncanville is very good.
Yeah.
And that's a big difference.
I mean, That's going to be my next argument. Okay, they got 5 in a possible. We got more than that.
Yeah.
You know, I got 3 seniors that just signed Division I.
Yeah.
Then in my junior class, I got CJ Ford and Davion Sykes. They're Division I. They both already have Division I. Then my sophomore class is stupid.
So that means the national guys. And here's the thing. Like, I'm just waiting to see, or I might just not even wait. I might just make the call to USA.
Make the call, Jim. Make the call, Jim.
To remind them what happened, because sometimes they would ignore it before the list come out. Oh, we didn't. That's right. They played Ypsi Prep. Oh, we got them down here. Now this should guarantee the range. Remember on the list, you definitely should have been on the list. Now this win warrants top 10. Duncanville supposed to be top 10 after that win.
All right.
That was a neutral site. That wasn't your home gym. Your kids had not played on a professional court this season as well as them. They have allotted to them, even though they only played 2 games, Coach Peavy. How many hours do you think that they've practiced versus how many hours you've practiced? Who do you think has practiced the most, logged the most practice hours with their teams? Duncanville or Ypsi Prep?
Oh, I don't know, Jim. We get it in, man. I don't know.
Jimmy, they get it in, Jimmy. He got potential pros on that team.
I understand.
They got to get it in.
I'm never gonna take anything away from us, but I mean, we both got it. We both put on our uniforms on Saturday, and we both played. That's what I know.
Is Jimmy, you trying to make the comparison of that being a school that's all they do?
They can practice anytime they want. UIL didn't let them practice until the October.
I got you.
So you ain't got no hours logged with the team.
Okay. That's why I clarified.
I see where you're going now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that is a basketball. I mean, I don't know if they have any students besides the basketball team. I really don't. You know, I don't want to start that. I mean, it's one of those schools, and there's several around the country. Yeah, I mean, Duncanville is a real school. It's a real. I mean, these kids, they're in, whether it's online or in the classroom, they are doing school all day. They're doing school all day. So yeah, and we're limited through the UIL. We're limited on how many hours we can practice a day, and but yeah, I hear you.
Hey, Peavy, one of the coaches from Legacy is on there talking about, please send him the film, please.
I'm sure they got plenty of film on Duncanville. Hey, he can stop that. He got plenty of film on Duncanville. We still looking for some film on Legacy, though.
Speaking of Legacy, you're scheduled. You'll be in Houston on Friday, according to schedule. You know, in the pandemic.
What is this? What's happening? Just a regular game? This is a regular, just a regular scheduled game. It's not an event. Yeah. Okay, I didn't know. Okay,
regular scheduled game, and this game, I was telling the guy this past weekend, I kind of kicked myself in the butt. I put this game together back in the early summer and called PV coach and his staff and said, "Hey man, y'all are interested in playing Legacy?" And Legacy at that time, they only had maybe 2 of the new players on this team that had transferred in. So I thought maybe it was going to be a sparring partner because they were going to play Yates. And the next thing you know, the Legacy, this game now is being billed as the battle for Texas. You guys are on a national quest. However, let's make no mistake about it. People around the country that may have lagged or identified the potency of your program early on are hoping that you lose this game, because now it'll make them seem like it was a lucky win versus Ypsi Prep. This is how they go. Tell you how they go. They hope that you lose, because then they can make the narrative can be that was a lucky win against Ypsi, because Legacy has been on the road, lost 2 games in Florida, 2 out of the 3 games. So how do you get your kids up as they were up for this game this past Saturday to play this Legacy team now, knowing Legacy has 2 losses? As a coach, what goes into that to the mindset of that of preparation for preparation?
Just what you're talking about. I mean, we're going to use exactly what you just said. That this is one of them deals. You know, I saw a couple people have us number 1 in Texas and Legacy number 2 in Texas on some polls. So right now we can establish who's at the top, and then talk about, you know, you got some people that are going to rank us close to the top 10, if not in the top 10 in the country. You know, if this is something that you're really about, then let's show up and perform.
I got something for Coach, you and Jimmy. Y'all walk me through this now, because I don't have nobody's schedule. So y'all come into town, y'all gonna play Legacy one day, and then Yates another day?
Yes,
so
sir.
Okay, so wait a minute. So Legacy on Friday, right? Jimmy, am I right?
Yes, sir.
And where's it gonna be held at? What venue, Jimmy?
Well, it's right according to the schedule. It's at Legacy.
Okay.
You know, we gave that game to Legacy, and that was the thing. When I say gave it to him, meaning that I put the game together. Me being an event operator, that's not normal for an event operator to put a game together and give it, meaning that they get to keep all proceeds. They get to, you know, that's their game.
So at the Coliseum, y'all playing at the Coliseum. The Legacy's building is called the Coliseum.
That's the name of the gym, the Coliseum. However, and the original game that was scheduled was the December the 5th game against Yates in Duncanville, because Duncanville had a gap on their schedule for that day.
Okay.
And ironically, this was back in June when this was scheduled. This was at the beginning of June, and George Floyd had barely. I think the funeral was just going on when we scheduled this game. It just ended. So all of the emotions from George Floyd was just clouding, was just going through our souls. So it was right on time. And then I reached out to Greg Wise and said, he definitely had loop.
So this is the George Floyd game.
With the George Floyd
Okay.
Saturday.
Okay.
And at the time we scheduled it, I gave that game to Yates.
Gotcha.
And a lot of the room at first didn't understand. They're like, well, man, why you have no. This is your game. This is my gift. This is your game. I help do anything you need me to do with it for helping you promote it, whatnot. This is your game. Legacy, this is your game. Don't call me, ask me what a ref's at and this and that. This is your game.
Yeah, and we're talking about it on the Chop Shop. So keep going. I like that. Keep going.
Yeah. So Yates, ironically, as we move forward, the district, Houston Independent School District, they are not allowing any fans on the high school campuses for non-district games. So lo and behold, and fortunately, the athletic director, right, Andre Walker of HISD, he came up with the solution. He opened the doors of Delmar Fieldhouse.
No, sir.
As the host site for the game on Saturday, which is better because it's more room.
I know.
That means now you can.
No, but I'm just saying.
That now, even with with safety regulations, you still can get 2,000, 2,500. Its capacity is at 5,000. So you can get a comfortable crowd without having to turn people away. And that parking lot now of Delmar can serve, if they've had some speakers and stuff on tap. I don't even know what the schedule, and I'll get it from Yates. They supposed to have some dignitaries and speak and whatnot.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what and to really honor the legacy. I think even Duncanville is supposed to go on that Saturday and visit the mural in Third Ward where George Floyd is painted. That way some of those kids can take a piece of this historic year back home, and it can go with them for the rest of their lives. So it was coming to be a part of something, and that can inspire these young basketball kids to even the ones that aren't 17 years and 10 months old to be able to, one thing, include in their goals, register themselves to vote. You see?
And this is the first day. Have this been publicized? Because this is the first time I done heard it. So when do the general public get to know about this? Or do they already know? This is the first time I've heard it.
Well, I mean, like I say, it's Yates. It's handling their own.
Okay. I got you.
Give me the stuff, then I'll pump more out. But I do know that I know that little bit right now. Okay. And once again, this is not we know Yates if you look at boxing, if you look and use an analogy of boxing, Duncanville is a super heavyweight.
Yes, sir.
This version of Yates, I've seen him play twice this season. They're a middleweight, but they're a heavyweight in comparison to their 4A counterparts.
Okay. So
see,
what did you say? No, don't go there, Jimmy. Don't go there.
Middleweight.
Don't go there, Jimmy. Don't go there. Don't do that. Don't do little lace like that. Don't do little lace.
What do you mean I'm doing like that? What do you mean? Hell, if you wait, if that's all you weigh, that's all you weigh.
If they hold up, if they say they gonna play Duncanville, just let them play. Whether or not they middleweight or whatever. So you're saying middleweight shouldn't fight? Wait a minute. Most time middleweight shouldn't fight a super heavyweight.
Yeah.
So you're using a boxing analogy. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I said don't use the boxing analogy.
But at the same time, this middleweight is a champion among middleweights.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So remember.
So Floyd Mayweather, don't you come trying to fight Mike Tyson, Floyd Mayweather with your little ass. You gonna get Nate. What they call? What that boy name? Nate. What the boy name? What's the boy name? You gonna get Nate Robinson.
So and of course, Coach David Peavy. We're talking about Duncanville basketball, the culture, and you took this job 3 years ago, and that's that you got the shirt on. Define that shirt, and you took and once again I want to ask you, took the job a couple of years ago.
Yep.
What was the timetable that you had? Did you envision this type of success, this magnitude, this soon after taking over the reins, of this job?
Man, what's crazy, Jimmy? Way back in the day, I got the Hightower job. And when I got Hightower back then, I was a young dude, super arrogant, didn't know what was going on. And I told Pat Paquin, who was our principal at the time, I wanted to make Hightower Oak Hill Academy. And she had no idea what Oak Hill was. And basically, it's always been a goal of mine to build a program to where kids have options where they don't have to go somewhere else. So when I got the Duncanville job, at the interview, when I felt like I was probably getting the job, the athletic director at the time said, "Hey, man, we expect to be in San Antonio next year." And I'm looking at him like, okay, look, just give me the job. I'm not going to say, "Nah, man, we don't have what it takes to get to San Antonio. Just give me the job." And then I met with the superintendent again, okay, for the third time. And when he told me what it was, he was like, "Coach, we expect to win, period. We expect to win. No, we're going, I'll support you. I'll do everything you need, but you're here to win." So that right there gave me a feeling like I was going to have the support I needed to do what we're doing right now. I didn't know we had the kids because I hadn't been in the gym with them yet. And when I got in the gym with them and I saw how hard they played, I said, okay, that's the start. Okay, that's the first thing you got to get is to teach the kids how to really go as hard as they need to go to do what we're doing right now. But they were already doing it. The previous coach who was here, he already had these kids playing really hard. I was walking in the door with Micah Peavy. I knew that was going to help a little bit. I did not know Jemias Ramsey was coming back home. So when he came back, I think in October, then that's when the thoughts were, whoa, we might be able to really do this. We might really be able to do this with what we have if I can get these kids to star in their role and play the way they need to play and let Micah be Micah, let Jemias be Jemias, and everybody be who they're supposed to be, then we were going to have a chance. And it took us 15 games. It took us 15 games to get it going. We started the season off 7-7 and then went and won 25 in a row. And since then, we lost to Montverde, who that was just another beast. That was another beast in itself. We lost to Sierra Canyon, and I'm still sick about that one. and then we lost to Richardson. But other than that, we haven't lost since them first those first 7 that we lost that first year. So the culture that we have built, these kids know we have some non-negotiables. One non-negotiable is flying around. We are going to fly around. We're going to play as hard as we can play while being under control. And that's not even up for debate. And then the next non-negotiable is we got to win. Okay. I mean, it's just no matter who we play, it is, you're there to win. And then game by game, it is, we figure it out from there. But the culture is built off of a lot of respect. Our boys know we respect them. They respect us. They respect each other. They know we love them. They play with a lot of love, and they fly around and they get after it. And that's what it all starts from. So the one is we are one in Duncanville. That is a motto of our whole district this year is we are one. So we just put the one and incorporate it in our culture. And this is what we are now.
Why they call you 3-Peat Peavy?
I never heard that. But,
he just said it on the Paul Miranda just said it about 100 times. He said,
"Is that right?" That's my guy, man.
Yeah,
that's my guy.
So wait a minute, how many years have you did it, Coach? I mean, wait a minute.
This is our 3rd year. This is my 3rd year here at Duncanville. So we won that first year.
Okay.
Last year we made it. We were ranked number 1 going into the state tournament.
That's right.
And one thing we're saying this year, we got a 2-for-1 special going right now. So we feel like, and we got these kids believing if we can. A lot of these teams that made it to the state tournament last year, they went and got rings, they went and got banners. They're claiming themselves as state champions. We didn't. We didn't get rings. We didn't get a banner. I just felt like that was going to take away from what them dudes did the year before. Like we saw how hard it was to do what we did, and we didn't get the job done. I mean, no matter what the reason was, because of COVID, we were not able to get that job done last year. So we're not going to claim a championship. But what the agreement I made with my guys is if we can finish our job this year and win it, then it's a 2-for-1 special. We'll go ahead and go back and claim last year's.
I got you.
And then, we got a kid on our team right now that has an opportunity to be the first player at this level to never lose a playoff game. Damon Nicholas started as a sophomore, so he won them 7 playoff games. Last year, he won 5 playoff games before we got shut down. And if we do what we're trying to do this year, he'll be the first one at the 6A level to say he did that. So that we're standing behind him, and right now he's doing his part.
Wow.
Duncanville plays, of course, guys. We just tuned in. I think the game's at 7:30 on Friday evening at Legacy, the School of Sports Sciences, located in Houston. Legacy was previously the number 1 team in the greater Houston area, and they got a brief demotion. We updated the rankings on RCS Sports every Sunday evening, Monday morning, and of course, Shadow Creek has upended them as the number 1 spot. They reverse slots, number 1 and number 2. Ironically, those 2 teams will play each other on in I think 2 in a week and a half on December the 12th. So they get to battle it out and sell it in. Meanwhile, Duncanville versus Legacy. Is that a trap game now?
Are you asking me that?
Yeah.
We're gonna make sure it's not. We're gonna get in our kids' heads and let them understand this. We can't have a hangover. It was a lot. It was an emotional win. We played in the American Airlines Center the year before and lost to Sierra Canyon in a game that, like I said, we're still sick about. We lost to them by 2 or 3. And the difference was we felt like we were in awe at the time. We were walking in, and it was just a great opportunity. The first time any of us had played on an NBA court, and that atmosphere was crazy. Of course, the hype behind the Sierra Canyon team. Mm-hmm. So coming in and now playing in Monty Bates, and then last year after the Hoop Fest, we also went off and we played against some really good talent in Missouri. And we played Caleb Love, who's playing at North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Then we went on to Chicago and played against DJ Stewart, who's at Duke. And we went to the hood and played Chicago Or, played them first, and then played Whitney Young in the Paul's new arena. And so these kids have been on some stages, and we've had success on all those stages. So coming this year, we just felt like it was different. Like, we're here to win. We're not caught up in the environment. We're not caught up in the moment. We're here to beat these dudes. And like you said, how to send them home and let them understand what Texas is about right now. Like, Texas is on another level right now. And we just feel like we got to hold it down for Dallas. We got to hold it down for Texas because we're not getting the credit that we deserve. We got some dudes right now in Texas, a lot. And we're the only ones right now at that night. We were the only ones who were able to put Texas on the way we were. It was our opportunity. We had a chance to play in Miami Bates and the Yipsy Prep. So we felt like we had to do this for the rest of the people who didn't get that opportunity.
So just imagine if Legacy is sitting there at practice in a few minutes saying, man, we got to put on for Houston. I'm just saying, just imagine Yates High School. I just hope these Houston kids take that same mindset so we can make it out of a game. I know your record.
Hatter.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about that.
Okay.
You don't have to worry about that.
Sometimes I have to do that. Houston. Houston.
When it comes, when it's Houston versus Dallas, we already know.
Okay.
We already know.
Okay.
Jimmy, you know. Houston versus Dallas, it's going to be, a lot of love, a lot of respect. But when it's time to play, it is Houston versus Dallas. That's what it is.
Hold on, Coach. The fans might feel that way. I'm talking about the players.
No, these dudes know.
Okay.
They know.
All right. Okay.
They play against each other all summer.
Okay.
It's okay. That's one thing we're not going to have to talk about. We're not going to have to talk about Houston versus Dallas. It's, like I said, it's a lot of respect. It's a lot of love. But
I like that.
It's going to, it's
going to be a war by the shore.
Oh, it's going to be a war. There's a lot of, we respect them dudes and they're going to give us something that it's a different dynamic. They're so big. Okay. They're so heavy. They got some big, heavy dudes. So, it's just going to be a different dynamic, and then, Yates. Greg Wise is Greg Wise. His programs. So we're going to go from a wrestling match on Friday night to a track meet on Saturday afternoon. So we're going to have to drink a whole lot of Gatorade and water no matter what happens Friday. After that game, we're going to have to eat good and get in some ice tubs and get hydrated because Greg Wise is going to have them dudes ready to go.
Okay. That's great. That's great analysis.
What we do now is, Coach, we'll toss you a few questions from the Boom Boom Room, and that's what we call our viewers. We're streaming live right now on YouTube and Facebook alike. If you would, you guys that are viewers right now, please can take out the time to share the show. You can do that right now. Share the show to your timelines, to your friends, to your groups, and maybe somebody that's one of your allies would like to join this conversation as well as you are doing right now. Well, first question is, one of the guys asked, is Duncanville still going to play St. Mark's in a rematch?
That is in the talks, but Right now, I would probably not. But I know Kevin Woods, who puts our schedule together. I know he has been in conversation with them to try to work something out. But I really don't know, Jim. I mean, I just show up when we're supposed to play, and I try to do my best coaching these guys. But I would say it's a long shot for that to happen, I think.
And also, Angel asked, you mentioned earlier, you touched the topic of when you were in Houston and you had a vision at Hightower. A lot of people that know you coached DJ Augustine in the class of 2006. Shortly after the hurricane, he came over. You had DJ Augustine back in the Nick Wise era, was going on with in Houston at the same time, and I think Biko Paris and all those guys. But anyway, he says, do you think you could have built in Houston what you are building right now in Duncanville, an Oak Hill type of situation where kids don't have to leave?
It's tough. That's a tough one. You know, and I say this now that I know what I know. Now that I'm at Duncanville and I see how it's happening here at Duncanville and what it takes from the top, I'm not sure if that is something that could have happened at Hightower, because one, Hightower is one school in a bigger district. There's more than one high school in that district. Duncanville is one high school. We have a superintendent. Everything is focused on Duncanville, and our administration and our superintendent. Everything is focused on what we do at Duncanville High School. I'm not sure if I could have done what I'm doing now when I was in Houston, and I was at Hightower, and then after that I was at Decaney, and it was the same type of situation. Decaney and Spring ISD, but it's a tough question, and I really don't know how to answer that.
And next up, we have Barry asked, do you miss your coaching days at Austin Aiken High School?
Man, I do. Austin, man, Aikens was a program, everywhere I've been, the programs were in good shape. Hightower was in really good shape. Greg Wise had just left Hightower, and they had went to 2 state tournaments and a regional final. So the talent was there. The tradition was there. I mean, they expected to win. Going to Aikens, it had been so bad. They had lost 20 games in a row right before I got there. So that was an opportunity for me to build a program. And it was a lot of fun. And my 7 years coaching there was amazing. And what we were able to do at Aikens for that community was special. But yeah, I do miss that. I miss Austin was a fun place. But I'm happy to be where I'm at too, though.
All right. Next up, Paul asked, how is it in your third year to not coach a known superstar, an All-American?
I haven't thought about it that way. I thought about, one, this is the first time I haven't coached my son in, I think, 6 years. Because of course, Micah, coaching him, and then before that, DJ. But yeah, not coaching a superstar like a Micah or a Jamias, I don't know, because we got a lot of really good players. We got a lot of really good players right now. So I would say, that part isn't different. Not coaching a son is different. As much as I miss coaching my son, it's a lot. I think I can focus more on the entire. I'm not worried so much about how it looks. Me coaching my son, do people think I'm doing this or that? That pressure is off right now. Now I feel a little bit of freedom just being able to coach these dudes, but not coaching a superstar. I get what you're saying, and there's none of them that that are being considered right now as McDonald's All-Americans, but we got a bunch of really good guys, got a lot of talent.
Yeah. Y'all keep the questions coming, and we'll ask any drills you take from your college years into your program now? A lot of people know you was a Division I coach at Stephen F. Austin University back in the mid, shortly after leaving Hightower. So any of those, what if any college drills or teachings do you install into your Duncanville players?
A lot of what we do. I mean, I talked to Micah, my son, who's playing at Texas Tech right now. I asked him probably 2 weeks ago, some things they were doing there, and he basically said, "Dad, we at Duncanville, you do pretty much everything we do." So we run pretty much college practices, but maybe we run a little bit more. We run more than most colleges, but the drills are very similar to high school drills. I mean, there's not a whole lot different. I do go to a lot of college practices and try to pick up some different things. I just know everything that we do, we try to make competitive. There's not a lot of things we do in our practice that we don't make competition. Now, except for we'll do a lot of shooting, and a lot of times when we're doing our shooting, we don't put a competition to it, but our drills are very competitive.
Good. Hey, man, I'm loving the question. Got to keep them coming. We got also next question up is Chad asked, what kind of wings do you want in the hospitality room at Legacy? Now, I'm gonna tell you now. I'm gonna tell you now. I know Chad now.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, Coach, you eat them wings before the game.
Yeah.
Chad it might not be no toilet paper in the restroom. They gonna get you, Coach.
It's a setup. Yeah, that's what you talking about, the trap. This the trap game, huh?
Coach.
Okay.
You get them in wings for the game?
Yeah.
You out in the middle of the woods too, out there in Spring, Texas.
So okay. So this is probably what we're gonna do, Jim. I'm probably gonna box them up and eat them after the game. But I would prefer. I'm just joking.
They wouldn't do that.
I would prefer. I like lemon pepper, man. I like lemon pepper flats. Lemon pepper flats.
So if he gives you the riblets or them chicken, them little wings, that means he did it on purpose.
He did it on purpose. If
he did that means you ain't got flats. He did it on purpose.
He did it on purpose. But then I'm gonna use that. I always look for something to get mad about before the game. I always find something. So that'll be my motivation right there. Like, okay, they this is what they trying to do.
Chad, I you know what? Take a picture of when you get your little box. Take a picture of it. Chad, you know what? I dare you, Chad. Don't put no flats in this box. Let's see how this gonna go down. Let him know. You know that dude come in your house and tell you what to put on his plate.
He asked, Jimmy. He asked what I wanted. He asked, Jimmy.
I ain't hear that part.
He asked, man. That's the question you asked me.
That's how it came out of his mouth.
But Chad, if you only have the drumettes, I will appreciate that as well. But if I have a choice, I like the flats.
Now, also, Derek Johnson asked, you touched on this earlier about a lot of people missed about your players that are out. At what point would this Duncanville team be at full strength of the season? You're out without 4 players right now.
Yeah. Well, 2 of them is day to day, really. I think, like I said, Cam Barnes, I think we're a couple weeks away. He's been cleared, but we're not gonna put him out there till he's ready for what we're doing physically. And then the Davion Sykes, he we really don't know. He's dealing with a little banged up ankle, and I want him at 100%. He's playing really well right now. His stock is rising. Personally, his stock is rising, and I don't want to put him out there in a situation where he doesn't look as good as he needs to look. And we're playing okay without him right now. So there's no need to rush him back.
And also, I'm looking at some of the comments, and Barry asked, Coach, who's the best player you coached during your time? Who's your best player?
DJ Augustine.
You know what? Hold on, we got some looping back in there. Hold on 1 second. You know what? I dare you, Chad. Is that on your end, Coach? You have something going? Let's see how this goes.
I don't think so. That's not mine.
Come in your house and tell you what to put on his plate. That's how.
That's not me.
There we go. We got it straight. Now, next question is, we asking you who the best player.
DJ Augustine would be the best high school player I coached. And I'm saying that because of what he has done since as well. He's still in the NBA. But, you know, I also coached Jemias Ramsey. I also coached Micah Peavy. I've had a lot of really, really, really good players. But, you know, DJ Augustine was different. He was different. You know, to be 5'11", never dunk a basketball, and to do the things he can do in the NBA, you got to be special.
And Coach, while I was gone, Coach, I overheard something, Coach. Coach said he liked lemon pepper. Coach, you've been hanging out with Lou Williams. You've been hanging out with Lou Williams, Coach. You lemon pepper Peavy now.
Man. Coach, okay. You know how Coach coming to the game with Band-Aids and shit all over his head when he get back there. Don't tell me saying that. We're coaching that room.
Oh man.
Hey, Coach, I was doing something. That's why I messed up the thing, because you had me laughing talking about I like lemon pepper flats. And Coach, so do I. We got something coming, Coach. Coach, bring your own food, man. Don't you be going in there mess with that food.
Hey man, I'm that's probably the best bet. I'm probably gonna come in there with my own salad, man. I'm just gonna have a salad.
Coach, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you what's so unique about that, Coach. This summer, last summer, I was talking to what's the name of the hotel, the Post Oak Hotel. Hold on, let me see. I got an echo somewhere. Hold on. I was talking to and they were trying to get the Clippers to be. Hold on. They was trying to get the Clippers to be their. In other words, the Post Oak Hotel wanted the Clippers to stay at the hotel. They knew I had clout with the Clippers. So I called Doc and I asked him about it. He said, okay. And everything almost went through. But guess what happened? They found out Tim and Fertitta owned that hotel. So Doc said, hell no. I'm not going to stay at a hotel when I go play Houston and the Houston's owner is controlling my sleep and my eating of my team the night before. Not going to happen. So I never forget that, because I thought the deal was, I didn't look at it like that. But when they found out it was Tim and Fertitta, the owner of the Rockets, owned the hotel, they said, no, that's why I'm telling you, bring your own food, because, you know, it might not the coaching staff, but whoever cooked it out there in that area, they remember you from Duquesne. It's not that far from there. And they might say, oh, no, he ain't getting out of here with no win. So, yeah, bring your own food, Coach. I'm sorry.
Good idea, man. Good idea. Good advice.
Now, Coach, your top 3 performances against you while you were as a high school coach. Who were those players? Not necessarily the 3 best players you played against, but who were the top 3 performers? Because you most coaches when I'm talking, I know a certain guy they might have tried to contain, and they just couldn't stop him, and he was just in a zone. So who would make that top 3?
De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox.
And which one of your schools?
We held De'Aaron. I was at Duquesne.
Oh, Duquesne.
Okay.
At Duquesne. I was at Duquesne. We played them in the what school did he play for? Cy-Fair. We was in the Cy-Fair tournament. We was in the Cy-Fair tournament, and we were up 20 to start the 4th quarter, and they bust in a bunch of the kids from the neighborhood. It was a community.
They do that. They do that in the tournament.
They bust them in, and they came in late, and it was to start the fourth quarter, and we were breaking our huddle, and I heard the crowd go crazy, and I'm like, what's going on? And I looked, and he was jumping up and down in front of the crowd, and I'm looking, I'm like, ain't he down 20? And I looked up at the clock. I said, yeah, they down 20. And I said, oh man, this dude about to go off. And he went off, and we ended up winning by 10 in overtime. So he took it to overtime. We were up 20 to start the fourth. He took it to overtime, but luckily we held him to 49 points. He did not score 50. So De'Aaron Fox had 49.
I would have loved to have been in that game.
Another one was when I was at Hightower. We played Gary Johnson
at Aldine
Academy at Aldine High School in the Academy National. And people don't remember Gary was something different in high school.
Yes.
He was a beast.
Man.
And he was killing us. So I started sending 3 guys at him. And one time he took 3 with him, dunked it. They scratched him across his face. And he ran, and I had a good relationship with Gary. And he ran over to the bench and said, Coach, these 3 MFers can't hold me. You need to put 3 more in. So I turned right to my bench and I said, 1, 2, 3, y'all go get him. And we ended up beating him by like 4. But I just remember him just cramping up. He gave everything he could. But that dude was special. And then another one will probably be I can't think of his name. I was at Decaney and we were playing Atascocita when Atascocita was number 1 in the country.
Carson
Edwards. We were giving them everything we could give them. We were up like 9 going into the fourth quarter. And Carson Edwards did Carson. And I had a kid on the team who got to talking stuff to Carson Edwards. And Carson, I just remember this, like we went through the line, we shook hands, and I guess that kid said something to Carson. And Carson went to the book and said, number 5, number 5. I don't know your name. You know my name. Number 5, I just had 30 on you, number 5. I'm like, oh, he called you number 5. He didn't even call you by your name. He looked in the book. He saw that he scored 30. He could have looked at what your name was, number 5.
Yes.
But he kept calling you number 5. I said, oh, Lord, number 5. So to this day, Sherm, if you're watching this, Sherm, you will always be number 5 to me.
You know what's so funny, Coach? You just named 3 guys, and Coach, it's a heck of a coincidence. Those 2 of those guys, they're pros.
Well, I mean, Gary's still a pro. You know?
Oh, Gary's still playing?
Well, I mean, he was.
He retired now, but yeah.
He retired
okay,
when
Gary,
he busted his head. But if you making money doing this thing that you love,
you're right. You're a pro.
You're a pro.
You're a pro. You're a pro.
And the level he was playing at, I mean, he was making really good money. So, man, yeah, I've coached against some really, really, really good players, and I've had some really good players. But by far right now, Fox.
Yeah. Coach, you said, hold up. You said he was jumping up and in the fourth quarter. So he went to the crowd. He went to them
kids.
Okay.
Went to them little kids and started getting them hyped. He's jumping up and down. And I'm like, I'm telling my guys, hey man, let's just take care of the ball. Let's, doing stuff to finish the game. The game is over. We're up 20 to start the fourth. We've given, I'm like, they're ready to quit. It's over. And De'Aaron, he had some other ideas. Yeah, he was not ready.
Jimmy, you wasn't at that game, Jimmy.
It was an early. It was.
Oh,
that was an early game.
Okay. It was early. It was like a noon. It was like at noon, on a Saturday. Yeah, they brought them kids in from the rec center.
They normally do that over in the Cypress. They do that with the Cypress Hoops tournament. They were busting the students in,
Okay.
and to help because the place is so big, it seats about 7,000 in the Berry Center. And
and
now,
they have a Jimmy. They have an excellent hospitality room at the Berry Center. It's second to none.
Absolutely, great hospitality up there. Now, also, you have another question coming out of Dallas, and Stacy asked, are you surprised of the support that Duncanville gets from the entire city of Dallas?
Yes. But Dallas, man, Jimmy, I love Houston. I do. I love Houston. I love my time in Austin. I'm a San Antonio kid, but that is, I can tell you the difference between Dallas. Everybody supports everybody. Now there's rivals and there's, when you're playing against them, it's different. But when we're talking about everybody wanting everybody to be successful, Dallas is about it, and that is surprising. Now we're doing some things right now, and when you're on top, there's some people that want to they want to knock you down, and there's more hate towards us than anybody else, I'm sure, but it's still not like it is in other places I've been.
I got you.
The support in Dallas is special.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I love the question, guys, and your guys, you did a great job. And one thing Chad want to snuck in, he said, ask him about the Cy Falls versus Hightower double overtime playoff game when you were at Hightower.
That was good. Man, I forgot Devin Gibson.
Devin Gibson was the point guard at Cy Falls during that time.
Hey, Devin Gibson versus DJ Augustine was man, whoa. That's when okay, let me back up a little bit, man. People don't remember the whole deal with DJ Augustine. DJ Augustine did not choose to come to Hightower. He was forced. His circumstance, he lost everything in New Orleans in the floods. So, he was heartbroken. He had just come from winning 2 state championships in Louisiana. All his boys, and they were all coming back. They had a stacked team. So when this happened, it broke up what they had going. It broke up all his friends. His girlfriend was in Dallas. So it wasn't like, oh man, he made a move to Houston and he was just all happy. Oh man, that kid was heartbroken. So we dealt with that all season. And during that game where it looked like we were about to lose and that kid took over, it was that's when I still get goosebumps thinking about the things that DJ Augustine did that game. But Devin Gibson was matching DJ, play for play. And for UTSA to be able to get a Devin Gibson was a steal. Super steal. Because that kid there, if he played half as good on normal nights that he did that night when we played him, then he was special. He was special. That was a good game. I do remember that now. Yep.
And of course, speaking of, we'll give you guys breaking news on. Just check my text messages, and on Friday, of course, Duncanville and Legacy game time has been moved from 7:30 to 8 p.m. You get that news?
Fine, we're not coming in. We're not coming in.
30 minutes, coach.
Nah.
And however, also there's been another game added to the card, which I don't know how they're gonna do for the seating for this. Fate family out of Dallas will play Shadow Creek at 6 p.m. Duncanville will play Legacy at 8 p.m. And so now, and the game will be live streamed. They will have a live stream for those to watch it who prefer to remain outside the confines of that type of large gathering that is going to be expected to be in attendance at the Coliseum Legacy. Once again, this is on Friday. Fate Family is now coming down and will play against Shadow Creek. Legacy will take on. Fate Family is undefeated right now, and they're also going to be in Houston on Tuesday. Fate Family will play Summer Creek on this Tuesday.
Coach, they just messed me up. Whoever just gave that news, man, y'all just stopped me from coming. Man, I'm so pissed off. Whoever just gave you that news, Jimmy, Coach, I'm gonna have to see it on video now. I'm gonna catch you with Yates, where it's a bigger venue. Man, I'm not going in there with all the people. Wow.
And
way to mess it up, whoever did it. Let me give me a drink, Coach. I'm sorry.
What you drinking there, Helen? Oh, okay. All right.
And of course, somebody asked who's live streaming. Vipe will be providing the live stream. Now, remember, they have gotten into the live streaming business. And we had this conversation on you. Daryl Barnes is one of our viewers that's on the YouTube feed. And Daryl Barnes, we are waiting on you because this could have been your first project. And he's now, mind you guys, this is a brother who is building, as we speak, a live stream company and a website with the capability. And this is what's missing. These guys, Vipe is supposed to do this live stream. They're going to charge $10 a pop.
I won't see it.
And they're going to get the live stream views. And my thing is they about, once again, everybody each his own for his eating, but that can be some FUBU action. But anyway, that's the news I want to give you guys on Friday. It's going to be a super matchup. Fate Family once again against Shadow Creek.
That's going to be a good game. That's going to be a really good game.
Who win that one, Coach?
I have not seen Fate Family play this year. I know what they have, and I know they're playing really well. We did see Shadow Creek. We played them in the fall. Ooh. Let me flip my coin real quick. I'm saying, man, it's where they playing at. They're playing at Legacy.
They play on 94 feet court, Coach, at a neutral site.
94 feet on a neutral site.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go ahead, man. I'm gonna go ahead and step out and say faith by 1.
Coach, let me tell you like this. And then, I'm gonna send this out to Dallas. That way you guys can go and check your ashtrays. You can go check under the mattress. You can go check your socks or whatever. Wherever you keep it at. I will take all bets that DFW will not have a sweep when they come to Houston.
Look,
we're gonna bet. Matter of fact, we'll bet on the sweep. That's what we'll do. I take all bets on the sweep. I'm betting that Houston is going to do the sweep of the DFW teams on Friday. I'm taking all bets. Bet the sweep. That means if you win one game and lose the other one, nobody lose. But you got to win 2 games, both of them, in order to get the sweep. Once again, I'm taking all bets because now we got this Cash App stuff now. It's easy now. I can get it. I ain't got to wait till I see you guys.
I got a question. Is Fate Family, that's the school that didn't want to come and play Yates last year?
No, that's the school that
I'm going to say this right now, Rob. Uh-huh. I've never heard of BT or Fate Family ducking and dodging. So,
you talking? No. He's talking about. I know what Hattle's talking about now. Hattle's talking about after this, right in March, when the season was canceled by the UIL. Yeah. Greg Wise was on the Chop Shop, and the topic, somebody mentioned a comment about let's go and play this game at a neutral site. Officially, in like kind of like now what you're seeing these grassroots team doing on these ESPN broadcasts now with Sierra Canyon and stuff. Now people wasn't visualizing that stuff could have been done in a creative way.
But the difference is, Jim, we couldn't coach them.
You couldn't coach them.
That's a different dynamic.
You couldn't coach
That's to me. I got that's a different dynamic.
That's
a different to me. It's now in the fall, like when Duncanville came and played Shadow, we couldn't coach. I didn't coach. President didn't coach. So it's a different dynamic.
Okay. Oh man, y'all done put a damper on my day, man. I don't know. I don't coach. I got to coach it. I got to go. I got to figure this thing out, man. Man, the doubleheader, coach. I was there to see you. Now I'll be at the Yates game, but I don't know if I'm gonna make it to the other game. That venue not big enough. Yeah, that's all. They knew I would. They about to piss me off right now, and I know I ain't gonna. And guess what? And I know I ain't gonna pay no $10 to bite to watch it. So you can rest assured of that. So guess what? I'll just see when you get your video crew. I'll see it then.
But you know what I think. I want to give a shout out to two shouts. First, I'm gonna give a shout out that's going to a legacy.
Okay.
And first, we're gonna wish a very happy birthday to Carrie Patterson Brown. She's the founder of Legacy. She's the matriarch of that school. Happy birthday, Carrie Patterson Brown.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Carrie.
Now, number 2, Alfio Veazey. Alfio is the instructor of the media department at Legacy, the School of Sports Sciences. Alfio, it should be some serious thought. Some serious thought needs to go into Legacy developing their own live streaming class or capability. You have the students are in class. You guys with your program, it is no way an outside party should come on your campus and provide a live stream when you have a video department. Ain't no way. That's like when you was at Hightower, Coach Peavy. Hightower had a magnet program on their campus. A lot of people do not know this to this day. What's the magnet program at Hightower High School?
It was broadcasting. Television broadcasting.
They have a studio and everything.
They had their own studio. Yeah. They used to be in practice all the time.
Those types of schools, there should be no excuse. They should have a crew commentating every game.
Yeah.
Which Legacy does have some people doing. I've seen them do like post press interviews and stuff like that. But you got to take it all the way on through. That way, those young kids can actually go through it and see what it takes. We have a lot of people of our people that are nationwide in covering basketball games, football games from Houston. A lot of people in the booth on broadcast team from out of Houston.
It's a great nugget there, Jimmy. That should have been thought of already. Great nugget.
For real. So, man, and waiting on Lori Dotson. If Lori's on there, Lori normally keeps all the stats, want to jot down all these bets because we're going to do this. And as I mentioned earlier, I'm taking all bets for the sweep. P.
Yes, sir.
On this sweep, I'll buy you a box of Frenchies if the wings don't come out. I'll buy you some flats with my earnings.
Yeah. Now Frenchies. Now I gotta just get wings.
No,
you ain't got to get them special.
No, you want the special. You want the thing. Yeah. If you go to Frenchies, I hadn't had it in a long. Hey,
now that's what I do. I come if you beat Legacy.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna bring you some Frenchies to Saturday.
Which Frenchies though, Jim? Which one?
The one from South from Scott Street. Third
one.
Right?
Yeah. Okay.
And when you come back, y'all need to come back over there. I want you to drive by, and then you'll know the reason that Frenchies got moved. when you see this big edifice that Wheeler Avenue has just built in Third Ward, everybody property value about to go up in Third Ward right now. I'm telling you, they have built, what you said, like a university, they have built a campus, Wheeler Avenue Baptist Church over there. They done built an oasis right there in the hood. Unbelievable.
So they moved their Frenchies?
Yeah, it's across the street. Yeah, they told that bill. Yeah,
it's not the same.
Yes, it
ain't
is.
The same.
It's the same cooks. I don't know if it's the same. It's the same cook. Them same old some of them mean. Some of them same mean. Hold up, them same mean ass ladies in there. I'm sorry.
Hey, the first time I went to that one, I asked for some hot sauce. That lady, she damn near cussed me out.
Mean ass ladies in there, man. I just be wanting that chicken.
She looked at me like I had just said something bad about her mama.
Yeah.
I just wanted some hot. No, they looked at me.
Boy, they mean as hell. But if
Coach, it's funny because I just told you what I'm offering on my side. You gotta let me know because I expect to win. So I'm not telling you I'm going to get you. What are you going to have for me when you lose that game on Friday? I see you Saturday morning. What are you going to have for me, Coach?
Jimmy, I told you about some non-negotiables that we have, man. I don't even know how to negotiate when we talking about us losing because it's non-negotiable. We have non-negotiables in our program. We fly around and we win. So I don't even know. I can't even comprehend what you're talking about right now.
Yeah. So what he telling you?
So basically, when you said that, Jim, I just assumed you
was gonna bring me the food.
Basically, that's what you were saying, Jim. We go way back. Me and you, we go way back, and we do things like this for each other. So you bringing me some Frenchies, that's nothing. Okay, that's what we do.
Yeah.
So you just basically said, Coach, I'm gonna bring you some Frenchies. King special.
Well, you know what I'm gonna do, Coach? I'm gonna tell you this.
Yes, sir.
If you lose that game, if you lose that game, I'm gonna bring you some riblets, Frenchies. I'm gonna tell you drumstick. If you win that game, you're gonna get some wing.
Yeah.
You get a wing basket. You get the 5-piece wing back.
You win that game, you're gonna get some wings. Boy, look how he match.
Wings.
But boy, hey, this gonna be good.
I gotta make sure I got my Paul Miranda. I got you for a bottle.
Okay.
Stacy,
I
got you for 100.
Okay.
I knew my boys was gonna stick by me.
Oh yeah, they bet.
I knew my boys was gonna stick by me.
But Jimmy did a slick. I don't like the slick bet Jimmy did. Jimmy, why didn't you just go like my man said? That's a hustler's bet. Why didn't you just go straight? You didn't go straight Donkeyville. You were smart enough to say, I'm not going straight Donkeyville. You gonna bet the parlay. Like it's a sweep. You gonna bet?
No, well, it came that way because in the boom boom room, there was a couple of people that come in and said DFW gonna sweep. So that's what that was my response.
Oh, okay. I thought that was one of yours.
About the sweep, then let's just go on, just get it out the way, and just bet on it all and all. So that's no. Make sure who else I got. Lori, you got what Lori at? Lori normally take our.
Lori took a break, man. It's 2:28. We
I want to make sure I didn't miss nobody's bet from DFW. It is posted right now. Hold on, Darryl Richardson. You're not even from there. You said Dallas Sweet.
That's my guy. That's
his dude.
That's my guy. That's my San Antonio guy, man.
Cash App, PayPal. Let me know.
Hold up. Corey Henderson say he got a bottle. Corey Henderson. Boy, hey, them Dallas guys ain't playing today, Jimmy.
Let me see, Corey. I ain't want to buy no bottles, no liquor for holidays.
Corey Henderson say I got a bottle on it. Wow.
I got Paul Miranda for a bottle. Boy, it's gonna be my trunk gonna be clanking all Saturday night. Here's my turn corner go clank.
Stacy say he want 100 on each game.
Stacy, that's 200.
Not
each game. We're not. It's the same thing.
I know. If he wins, if you
people realize it's the same thing.
No, but Jimmy, no, Jimmy. If he win the sweep, it's 200.
It's the same thing. It's just like betting $200. But same thing.
But the bet was 100 at first for the whole sweep.
No, the bet that's at first. If he wants that, hey, fine. Yeah. I take his 200.
Okay.
I'll take that. Watch this. Keep on coming. Give me somebody else.
Come on, Dallas. Where you at?
I won't.
Hey.
But hey,
Let me text Coach Wood. Let me text Coach Wood.
Today,
Hey, Coach Woods is getting ready for practice right now. We start practice at 2:30.
Oh, hey, Jimmy, let this man get out here and go to practice. That man got work to do.
Boy, I'm gonna come to that with the peppers and everything, Coach.
See what Jimmy doing, Hatter. Hatter, you see what Jimmy doing. This is the trap right here.
I'm watching
the trap right here.
I'm watching him, Coach. Just so happened you told me on this show, man, I got the best staff.
The best staff. That's what I was about to say. I got the best staff.
So I'm good, but Jimmy, this man got to go, Jimmy.
Hey, we're gonna let him get up out of here, boy.
Yeah,
hey, man. We so appreciate to go see you this weekend, man. Of course, the guys in Houston this weekend, they will play Legacy Friday evening, 8 p.m. and on Saturday, 3 p.m. versus Jack Yates at Delmar. That Saturday game at Delmar part of the George Floyd Classic, the inaugural game in memory of late great George Floyd. I say late great meaning he was great within his community. A lot of people, when a person passes away in such fashion, not just the way he died, but if you go and talk to Third Ward, people, he was admired during his days at Yates High School. Okay. And ironically, we mentioned a happy birthday to Carrie Patterson Brown earlier. She is a Yates High School graduate.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
PJ Kuznar, the head coach at Legacy, he is a Yates High School graduate. Okay. Also, Alfio Vizi, who I just mentioned is over the video department, he is a Yates High School graduate, plays football.
Hold on, stop, Jim. So Peavy and them can come in here and just really wreck all of their lives twice. Oh, Coach, he gonna wreck. Coach can come in here. Jimmy, why did you say that? Coach them get what Coach go to practice. Hey, y'all, I just got out the chop shop. Oh, my God. Oh, I wish I was at practice today with you, Coach. Oh, my goodness. Hey, but Coach, let that man get out of here, Jimmy, so we can go to work.
For a bottle. Hey, Keller, boy, I'm gonna have bottles. I'm gonna have them bottles just sitting up right there. I'm gonna take next Monday. I'm gonna take a shot to meet one of them bottles. Hey guys, it's that time. It's light on down Dino's back and y'all do this thing on this chop shop. You guys make sure you share the show because you want somebody from Dallas, DFW, to watch these last 10 minutes of the show. Yeah. They might want to get in. We'll be taking bets all week. All week. I'm gonna make a Merry Christmas out of y'all. I'm gonna make a Merry Christmas. I might put on my Santa Claus hat next Monday. My lead on the chop shop. You guys, thanks so much, Coach Peavy, man. It's always good combo with you. They find Peavy. Hey, Calla, Peavy's cell phone going off right now. Man, you see a dude talking smack.
Where we at? It is going nuts
right now. I know.
They going on right now. And guess what? Hey, give them all my cell numbers. They can put their bet in. They can go and put the bet. Hey, Coach Peavy, thank you, Coach, man.
Right. I see you this weekend.
Right. Good combo.
I'll see y'all.
See you guys on tomorrow, man. We up out of here, man. It's time to get up out of here, man. Make sure you go over to rcssports.com and check out a lot of the recaps from the games and action this past weekend. Doug Jones was on his grind from the Thanksgiving Jamboree and more. Also, we have Jeffrey Day with his recaps. Check it out. The updated team rankings as well is on rcssports.com. I see you guys we'll see you in 22 hours. But right now, we up out of here. Peace. Chop shop.
Jim Hicks. Rob Hatter, you are now tuned in to the Chop Shop. I'm Retro, let's get it. We in the Chop Shop, we live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk, we live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop, I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up, it's live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop, we live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk, we live